Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in once again to On Point with Abbas Hamidi. Today, I have a very special friend of mine who is a practicing Ayurvedic doctor, Dr. Onkar. He is practicing in Dubai and Mumbai, and he's been a very well known name with Bollywood celebrities and Indian cricketers. So, we are very lucky to have today him in the studio. Let's learn about Ayurveda today. Thank you. Hello, doctor. How are you today?
I'm doing good,
And
Abbas bhai. How
are
are
you
you?
feeling the heat in Dubai?
Already I'm feeling the heat.
Okay, let's start with the podcast.
Sure.
First of all, thank you for coming today.
My pleasure.
Let's understand what is Ayurveda and how is it different from the Western medicines today that we have.
So Ayurveda has always been there, right? So it has been followed by one of the oldest civilizations existed on planet Earth. And Ayurveda is the science of life. The only issue is the eye of modern medicine just sees one part of it. It's so much more encompassing than the empirical numbers what we see, because it's the very existence of life. It's talking about the five elements, and the five elemental aspect is beyond atoms. It's at the subatomic level, which is at the quantum realm. So it's very difficult for us at this generation to accept something so old can still be effective, and because these generations just don't listen to us, or
Yeah.
we don't listen to our previous generation. Imagine 5,000, 7,000 years back science, which has laid down its basis on the elemental aspect of well-being. It's difficult in current day and age for all of us to understand it, but we are trying in India, in Sri Lanka, in Dubai. We are trying for more and more people to help them to achieve their health goals with Ayurveda. It might be athletes, it might be people suffering with normal ailments. We are helping them so that they can achieve their health goal, because everything is chemical free.
Okay.
Everything goes steady. There are lesser chances of any side effects.
Let us go step by step.
Sure,
You
sure.
talked about five elements, right? What are those five elements?
So it starts with the very existence of earth, water, fire,
Okay.
wind, and the space part.
Okay.
So if you see, everything is encompassed in that at a very the zygote level. When a baby is formed, it's all these five elements coming together. So whenever we see even patients for infertility before the baby is born, we see these five elements not being there in a right proportion. When a baby is born, these five elements in both of male and female are in right proportion, giving uh, the life to the next generation in right form. So it is subtle, it's there, but you have to have that ear to listen to the song which is going on inside the life, which most of the time we just see the symptoms.
Yeah. So what is there? Like this is Ayurveda is. Let me just ask you a question so you can. What is the principles of Ayurveda and what is where does it disconnect from the modern medicine? Like
No, it doesn't disconnect with modern medicine. It absolutely doesn't disconnect, because modern medicine has come up good in last 200, 300 years, right? This has always been there. So it talks about everything in wholesome. In modern medicine, if we have to have a medicine of one ailment, it'll try and take out a small alkaloid from a plant and make it more potent and give that medicine, and you see immediate results. In nature, the same alkaloid exists with 2000 other substances, which may be making the efficacy lesser, but they ensure that there are no side effects. But the other part is the system goes slow. There's no lock and key method in Ayurveda. It's more you raise the energy or you deplete the energy in totality.
okay.
So the main aspect, it talks about harmony of everything. When you're taking Ayurveda, you won't have a disharmony at a different system. So if you're taking something for acidity, you won't find your gut going haywire. Rather, your gut will restructure more better. So these small aspects are very important. The only issue is it's slow, but it's steady.
So what is basically, I understood that how the Ayurveda works as in connection with the nature. But what is Ayurveda? What are the medicines? Is it like it comes from the plant, from the nature? What is it?
Yes, it comes from the plant. But it's, as I told you, it's understanding. Sometimes you may not need medicines when you're coming to an Ayurvedic doctor.
Okay.
Only lifestyle corrections might help you to elevate from any ailment like asthma, if you have skin disorders, if you have obesity. Just following a particular lifestyle, which is driven by the gravity of Earth, by the pull from the sun, from the moon. So that circadian rhythm, if we follow that part, most of our aspects of aging, I call it aging because most of the time we don't realize any ailment coming to us is fast aging. Like people getting diabetes at age of 30, people getting heart attack, or at least angina symptoms at age of 28 and 30 because of all the stress around. Even if we just follow the lifestyle program of Ayurveda, trust me, it can have a huge impact and keep these all elements away. Because understanding the laws of nature is Ayurveda. Ayurveda, you can't correlate ki, okay, I'm taking one medicine, I'm following Ayurveda. Sorry. And most of the time, we don't go to a right Ayurvedic learned doctor. We just go to a new YouTube university, or we just follow WhatsApp world. And if some combinations have been told. In Ayurveda, each individual is so unique. The modern aspect of genetics makes us unique, but in Ayurveda, it has been told so much before in time that each individual is a different and unique. So Ayurveda, I'll say, is more specific medicine or specific approach for you as an individual, because you, when you're growing up, your genetics, your thought processes, your equations with life, we try and understand every part of it. So an Ayurvedic doctor is in other way is a habitual, like he makes you learn more habits in right way. So that, but the world is not aware of these parts.
I
World
think
thinks
slowly
that
now the
Ayurveda
world
is more about just taking the pulse, just doing a massage, just taking one odd tablet which makes you purgate. But we don't know the fundamentals of it, what we are trying to achieve by doing all these.
Right. So, doctor, can you tell me a success story that you've treated a lot of celebrities in Bollywood and the sports people that you've already consulting? Can you tell some success stories? What were their problems and how was the treatment done?
Sure. In general, there's one very famous actor in Bollywood. We can't reveal the names, but they have their own issues. They are human like us, but they have so much attention from the media. They have their own anxiety issues because people look upon to them. Anything here there can affect them. Ayurveda makes sure that your mental wellness is at place, because if the mental aspect is not at place, your blood sugar level, your anxiety, everything might affect your ailment for which people are coming to us. So as simple thing as weight loss, we consider weight loss as aspect of recorrection in the body, rather than just making you lose weight while making you lose the glycogen aspect in the body, which is very easy. Most people say that they have achieved weight loss, but that is just loss of that initial half a kg, 2 kg of glycogen. So in Ayurveda, we go for a long-term care. And so we have helped a very renowned actor to lose more than 10 kgs over a period of, and making it sustainable for 6 years, even in their hectic lifestyle. Because we can't run away from the present lifestyle. The best aspect of Ayurveda is use the fundamentals of Ayurveda in the present scenario, so that our the quality of life is really great. Most of the time, if we can improve the quality of life using Ayurveda, trust me, we are still achieving whatever health goals.
Doctor, what is are there any misconception in Ayurveda? Like people believe something, but the truth is something else.
Oh yeah, huge. The very aspect of I told you these myths about everything. Like people in summer, they just want to have more water, but in Ayurveda we talk about having the right fiber together, because just having more water will drain you off, and the elemental aspect of water is to dry. Though it is nourishing, elementally it makes you dry. So too much of water will just remove more nutrients from the body. But if you have the combination of fiber and water, lesser water can hold the water in the body for longer, so that your focus is right. Because if even 1% water is less in the body, your focus deviates. You tend to just grumble on everything. So these all small things Ayurveda gives you. And understanding each aspect of water, hydration, food, because food is just not about calories. Food is more about the life force in it. So understanding that and then giving a solution, I think it's so creative aspect, and it also is so individualistic that the person feels that okay, they have gone to so many dietitians and have so many diets over the years, but when you go to an Ayurvedic doctor, he ensures rather your morning routine in terms of your health goals, your weather, where you stay, whether you're in Dubai, whether you are in Mumbai, whether you are in Indore, whether you are in Delhi, all these things matter. Humidity matters in your diet, but we are just not aware of these things.
Doctor, the normal medicines that we have is, I think, is a general medicine. So if you have a headache, you take a normal medicine. Everyone takes the same medicine.
Sure.
But I believe that in Ayurvedic medicines, it's individually tailored for one person. Is that true?
Kind
of. Can we incorporate the Ayurvedic medicine in today's generation, today's world, for how our daily lifestyle is?
We can. So if you ask me, I'll just cut the question into a couple of things. One is we can use Ayurveda even if you're healthy, to maintain your health and also to rejuvenate you. We never think of health of being the best version of ourselves. We always go to a doctor when we are falling ill or we are not able to do an activity or we have some symptoms. But Ayurveda gives you that leverage where you can be a more best version of yourself in terms of good skin, hair, more energy to you, more strength, more endurance, more good sleep, more deeper spiritual aspects of healing. So those aspects Ayurveda gives. If we can, the other aspect is can we use Ayurveda with the present medications, whatever you are taking? Yes. The only thing is keep a gap of half an hour. So we don't. The major aspect is because we don't know. The people don't know what a interaction between a classical allopathic medicine and Ayurveda would do, and rather so to keep that thing away to be safer, we need the best things from the both realm. We need Ayurveda wherever possible, and wherever we need a good and immediate effect of the modern medicine, we should use that. So when you're taking both medication for your health, keep a gap of half an hour between them, and trust me that really helps.
Doctor, any side effects, known side effects of Ayurveda, do you think?
If we are very reckless in using Ayurveda, there might be some, but generally, if you ask me, if it's guided properly, when you know what to stop, how to stop, when to begin, Ayurveda is not taking one medication continuously, because as I told you, your emotions change, your symptoms change. In Ayurveda, your body is not a noun; it's a verb. It always keeps on changing with the information what I give, with the experience what you gain. The body changes with the mental state of your mind, what you are at present. Body really changes.
Of course.
So it doesn't stick to just that one point.
Do you think Ayurvedic medicine right now in Dubai, a lot of Ayurvedic clinics are also coming now? In every street that you see, there is one Ayurvedic, and it's a good thing that people are trying Ayurvedic medicines. But do you think that Ayurvedic medicine can be commercialized? And because it's a traditional knowledge, so do you think that can be commercialized? And when you go into commercialization, then a lot of aspects come. Profits are more important than treatment. Do you think it can be commercialized?
It'll take time, Abbasbhai. It'll take time, but people are realizing how Ayurveda can be useful for them. So I feel in Ayurveda, so there are classical medicines and there are proprietary medicines.
Okay.
Classical medicines, you always have a logbook, or you have something where you have, because many people back in India, Sri Lanka have already been using it. So per se, the side effects are very less, or rather, what has been given to masses. It's like a research in the society. It's more retrospective for us. The only aspect is when it comes to proprietary medicines, when someone is doing some specific changes in your combination of which has been anciently mentioned in the book. So there is a proper repertory of herbal medicines which is recognized by the respective government bodies, and if that is in place, you can trust that the herb or the combination is good. So as far as it goes for commercial aspect, it'll come to a point, but trust me, it's again going back to the nature, the way we are eroding the nature. Many of the special herbs are being eroded in deforestation and
Yeah.
the way we are
So you
expanding
don't
as
get that
humanity.
herb right now if you.
We are getting it, but I think in the quest of preserving Mother Earth, we should also think of growing these herbs specifically, so that
For Ayurveda.
50 years down the line we still have the same species which actually
Yeah.
help. And the Abbas bhai, the best part about Ayurveda is you don't get used to the medicines. It's not like you feel in allopathic stuff that
Yeah.
at times the body is not responding to the same medicare.
Yeah.
In Ayurveda, that has not happened. That will never happen. That's because I told you in
The
beginning,
change.
it's because of the we attack, or we are governed by the laws of the nature. Laws of the nature never change, and when you tweak that, the same medicine can be used for generations together, and it'll have the same efficacy.
Yeah.
Or it's the only, you might have to change the quantum of it, like you might be taking 250 mg or you might go to 500 mg, but it'll still have no side effects, but it'll have more effects,
More
and it
effective.
won't get used to your body. Health is being really full of energy, good sleep, uh, when you have done whole your work throughout the day, still having energy for many more things, helping society, helping your family people these days. So it's not about just managing that bell curve. I always I in fun
Yeah.
I say,
Yeah.
even if your mm, the numbers are little off chart, we should work towards lifestyle rather than just taking a medication for getting the things
Doctor,
right.
let's talk about the local market. In Dubai, for example, we have very good insurance policies that covers our mental health, and a lot of good doctors are present here. How would you recommend that as an Ayurvedic doctor, how good is UAE to be as an Ayurvedic center for the world, because it's in the middle of and the infrastructure is so good? Why would can people from all around the world come to Dubai for Ayurvedic treatment, or they need to go to India itself for that? What do you?
Abbas bhai, you have touched a golden point. The best part is, even in India, for some extent, a normal clinic is not insured, but God's grace, it's done because of the UAE government. It's a normal therapy is insured. That's the best part, and we have quality doctors in UAE. And the other part is, UAE is looked upon by the world as a center of excellence. So I don't feel it will be too long that people will come here for having the right Ayurvedic treatment too, because we have right infrastructure which matches the
Yeah.
best and the best in the
Yes.
world. So they don't feel left about, and in that, having an Ayurvedic treatment is, trust me, it's a great experience, and we are heading towards it. As you have told, I think it's these are the initial days, but in coming time, if there's a right support from the government, this can be a great way to encourage tourism, a medical tourism for healing in UAE,
Wow.
and that would be a great aspect for all of us around.
Wow. Doctors of diabetes, hypertension, and mental, health is what is people always talk about in Dubai, because it's the daily routines are so fast, and people don't take care of their health so much here. Do you think that doing the Ayurvedic medicines, can it be treated? Can these type of illness can
Lifestyle
be treated?
disorder,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can it be treated, and can it be reversed to going back to the most healthiest part of you? Can it be done that?
I was by talking about reversal, one should not speak that language, because trust me, if anyone is telling they are reversing things, that's not a great situation to be in. But we can control things for sure. We can take care, we can help, we can take care of all the parameters, and it can be done along with you taking your present medication. It's just not right to say that we can reverse an ailment. But in Dubai scenario, as specifically when you say, as I emphasized on the topic of right hydration with fiber intake, the fiber intake might come from oats, your salads, uh, your fruits. This aspect, and right sleep, because understand, we are in a arid, we are in a desert setup. we have ACs going on everywhere, but they are drying us out. Water is drying us out from inside. The elemental know-how is very important. If these things prevail, if you are not taking right care, right lifestyle care, like just having 2 drops of coconut oil in the nostrils, because you can't use what humidifiers everywhere, because you have so much electronics around, it might hurt them. But for us, our well-being inside, just using coconut oil as nasal drops
Yeah.
once a day or twice a day at least,
That keeps you hydrated.
hydrated. The fiber hack for hydration, the coconut oil use for the nose drops. Having more sleep, good sound sleep, is another aspect when you are living in a desert, like, because the wind element is so high, it is bound to make you stressful. So these small aspects, because we are not aware of these things,
Yeah.
we just ignore them, because we are so engrossed in our materialistic world. If we are generally sleeping elsewhere for 6 hours, guys, please add 1 more hour here. So get an hour more of sleep. So if 6 7, if you are doing 8 to 9, you may not have a leverage, or you may not have the comfort of getting 10 hours of sleep, but try and get something around 7 to 9 hours at least sound sleep, and that is very useful.
Dr. Saab, there's a saying in Ayurveda which says that eat your food as medicine,
Sure.
or you will have to eat medicine as
As your
food.
food, yeah, very
So-
well. So that's the lifestyle I said. See, what should be had in breakfast, what should be had in lunch. Should your breakfast be a larger meal? Should you skip a meal? Should you do intermittent fasting? There's so many aspects which are coming, that will be taken care only when you go to a Ayurvedic doctor, sit with him, understand his point of view when he's talking, and then coming to, or he or her are then coming to a consensus that, okay, let's follow this part for next 3 months, 90 days, or 4 months, achieve that goal. It might be weight loss, diabetes control, it might be achieving control over hypertension, anxiety issues, it might be arthritic pain, it might be anything, but it should be taken step by step. So first is to achieve your health goal, and then the other aspect is to maintain that. So first, it might be more of the curative aspect, and then it is rejuvenative aspect. So Ayurveda doesn't leave you at a point where your symptoms are elevated. It'll ensure the symptoms don't come back.
Come back. Wow.
So that aspect of rejuvenation is in Ayurveda. So it's a complete process, and then after rejuvenation, if you say, it's then going towards anti-aging, because if someone is engaged with it in a proper way, then you are going to anti-aging. So even if you are 40, in chronologically you're celebrating your 40 years, inside you might be 30, 35, and that's what everyone wants, right?
Yeah.
They want to slow down time. Ayurveda can be that tool for you to actually slow down time. It's a secret time machine what you have. So you have to use it well, and keep all the ailments away.
Dr. Saab, can you tell me which is an ideal way to live one a day? Which is the ideal, what needs to be done? What are the habits?
So I'll just sum up. It's too much to be encapsulated in a podcast, but your morning breakfast should be light and nutritious. You can't do a heavy breakfast, because the digestive system is just coming up alive, and the previous night when you have slept, you're actually less on oxygen. Sleep is 25-30% less oxygen, because it's recovering at the cellular level. So the oxygen level is actually low, and then you have just woken up, you're getting to your normal breath. You just can't start with a big heavy meal, so it should be more nutritious. In Dubai, you can start with one date and with some black currants, with like a cup of 150 ml of warm water, just a warm water. These are small hacks which can really help you, rather than then you can go in details for diabetes, or different mint tea, or you want to have. So there can be so many combinations. I don't want to get into the details. The lunch should be the best meal, ideally, because the sun is at the top, your digestive hormones are really gearing up. So that meal should be a good combination of your proteins, and use complex carbs. my humble request through this medium is use complex carbs. Don't stick to your conventional
What do you mean by
wheat.
complex carbs?
Don't stick to your wheat as a main source of carbs. You can have a little portion of rice using kolam or indrayani rice rather than using a basmati rice, which is more tasty, but it can give you more cholesterol later on. Use jawari, nachni, all the types of millets. Using the ragi, oats porridge, quinoa you can use, and then having a combination of begin your lunch with salad, then your complex carbs with proteins. So that should be the thing. Then the early evening part, don't ignore it. 4:35. It's I presume most of the time we want to rush back home. We want to finish the daily routines. That's the time when our body is actually dipping down. So fiber is a great help. Any kind of makhanas, dry fruits, your normal fruits, but be aware that you're not putting up too much sugar in the body, even taking fructose. But that kind of approach really helps before you hit into your. If you're doing early dinners, very well. But if you're doing dinners after 6:37, it should be directly around 9:30, 10. Don't do the mid dinners. That's my another suggestion, which comes from the learning of Ayurveda. It's either following the sunset or following a 4-hour pattern where the energy level of digestion again comes up in the body.
Okay.
So it's the earth element in the first 4 hours when the sun rises, the fire element in the later 4 hours, and the wind element in the subsequent 4 hours. So and it keeps on rotating that way. So in the evening, if you just have your proper dinner during sunset like 6:37, that's great.
Okay.
But then don't wait for the 8:30. Give that time. Have your soups in 6:37, and then you can have a proper dinner at 9:30, 10. But avoid rice.
Avoid rice and
Avoid rice during the night.
yeah, because Dubai, as my timetable is, I come home at around 7:30.
Yeah.
And then the dinner is usually that late, so I think I need to change that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can Ayurvedic cure major diseases like cancer? Cure or make it down, or how can it?
It can always be an adjuvant treatment. So we should not overpower the present flow of their chemo or any radiation therapy what they have been taking. But we can always keep that thing along with Ayurveda because
Go side by side.
Side by side, because it can also it can be an adjuvant for many aspects, because sometimes even after radiation, for a person to have a recovered or a good quality of life is very important. There Ayurveda can come in good. We can because even after a chemo, for a person to come back to the normal thing, or in Abbas bhai, sometimes people are having their dialysis. At these junctures, we can actually use Ayurveda effectively to maintain their quality of life, so that they have more energy. They are ready for the next chemo, or they are ready for their next dialysis. Well, those all aspects. So I think there should be a point in coming era where allopathic and Ayurvedic medicines exist together to give the right kind of healthcare to the end person, because it's coming in, especially in India. We have couple of big hospital setups who have coming up with their Ayurvedic setups too, so that individual when is going to for any ailment, it might be cancer, it might be um, uh, dialysis, or for any reason, they at least can go and ask whether they have an Ayurvedic subsequent allied therapy with the present, and that could be a great change for humankind. Where you have the best of the technologies and best of the ancient wisdom coming together and helping you heal faster, or heal regular for longer time, increasing the lifespan and good quality of life. That's a very ideal scenario.
Dr. Sab, a lot of people, a lot of research speak about metals in Ayurveda.
Yeah.
Is it important for our body to have those metals? Why is it in Ayurveda medicine and not in any other medicine?
So metals and minerals are everywhere. Our very existence is on metals and minerals, right? From we know iron is there, we know magnesium is there. In Ayurveda, it has been very badly portrayed that it has heavy metals. If you go and have any preparation which is authentically made, there is no metal per se. Even if you do an XRDA test, there's no metal, but in the metal form, it's all oxidized. So you get all the herbs, oxidized carbon of that plant, which might have some catalytic property, which exalts the medical use or the Ayurvedic use of that combination of plants used at that
Oxidized means what, doctor?
Oxidized means the metal form is not there.
Ah, okay.
So it's already conjugated with the reaction is already made with the plant which is used in that particular, because it's a combination of many plants and there might be use of gold, silver in it.
Yeah.
But it has so conjugated together. There's no metal per se in the body in that, and it has to be sourced right. That's why again I'm telling you it's having any medication either from the right Ayurvedic doctor or from the right pharmacy. It should be guided. It should not be bought from a normal person who is just claiming that he has a solution for it. So understand the whole alchemy of making these medicines is very specific, and if you use it right, it can be a medicine for future, because even in many of the cancer treatments they are using many salts of metals, and that time it has its side effects, and in Ayurveda there are already solutions for these side effects. So why can't all these science leaving apart the ego come together and offer a very wholesome or a holistic approach towards healing?
Doctor, so how can we identify which is the right clinic, which is the right doctor? There must be some way to identify between a good Ayurvedic doctor or a clinic and a normal one. There has to be some way.
All Ayurvedic doctors are great, Abbas bhai. You can't. So most of the time people come to us with references, because we are not allowed to do ads or reach out to the people in the typical business way. So just believe the right reference.
Just believe. I think
Just believe the right reference. Go towards it, because the best part with Ayurveda is in the three-doshik approach, where is Vat, Pitta, Kapha. The chances of your recovery is 33% ensured, because there is no fourth dosha.
Yeah.
If everything is right, you will get
At
the
least
99 minimum 33 to 99% results. So what other therapy which ensures a 33% before even you going there? So that's the best part of it. So as I told you before, the 5 elements then come to 3 doshas, and then the entire the metaphysical world gets into a life form, and then all those things happen. So trust me, it's just follow your loved ones that go to this doctor, and then then you can go to him or her.
Okay, Dr. Sab, I'll not take much of your time. Just wanted to know that which is your most difficult case, or something that you cherish about that I was managed to cure this, or something that you want to share with the audience.
There was this female, there was this couple actually who in this whole materialistic world, they were doing great for their well-being, for their life. One was CEO of a very big tech company, and this lady was HR head. But at age of 40, when she came, I think she was 38, 39 to me, she wanted to extend the family, because that's the ill effect of this fast-paced life, right? And she had done all her IVF and everything, and things did not work so much. We asked for 1 year from her, because all her reports were haywired, and we told her to do the proper lifestyle, workouts and everything. We hired a trainer, and we gave all the detox and everything. She lost about by 8 months 32 kgs, and she was able to conceive a baby.
Oh wow!
Yeah, at age of 40, which is very difficult, and it's all natural. So, and now when we see the baby, it's kind of gratification for us that we helped that couple to achieve their goal, because every time they are going to see the baby, they are going to realize that some natural force really helped them to get back. And the side effects for such mothers is very less, because if you go for IVF and everything, the injections and all those things, though they are effective for sure, but they have a lag on the body. With Ayurveda we could help them, and that's one story which comes to my mind. As of there are many, but one story which comes to my mind of a mother and the kid, and so
This is a lifetime of gratitude.
Yeah,
And
yeah, of
every
course.
time they see the kid,
Yeah.
somehow the
Yes.
Ayurvedic medicines have helped them.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Sabla, one last question I want to ask. I just want you to tell my audience who is watching this channel today what is the takeaway? What would you recommend them as you've been to Dubai, you've seen the lifestyle here? What would you recommend one thing or some changes that we can do to better our lifestyle?
As I told Abbas, by the same thing, sleep an hour more than what you do. Try and get an hour more of sleep. Hydrate well. Don't believe only in having more water. Have a good balance of fiber along with it, which is in the form of salads, in oats, fruits, veggies. Um, Exercise or workout if possible, because that's going to keep you healthy. Because biologically, we are still hundreds of years behind. We don't understand a guarded mechanism. We still feel we are either farmers or hunters. We still feel an animal will come and attack us. Our biology is wired that way. So now we just feel hungry. We just make a call and food comes in 10 minutes. And then we are gratified and then we don't do anything. So try and be in the same biological world internally, at least be aware of it, which means lesser sugar to the body, more complex carbs, work out properly, and be joyful. At end of the day, if you're not joyous and you don't have the spiritual angle to it, trust me, for a biological existence, it becomes difficult because human is a social animal. He or she can't survive solitarily. So being together, empathetic to people, that is going to be the key for wellness in coming times, because scenarios are changing, scenarios are dynamic. There are vulnerabilities everywhere. So why not to make a body, our temple inside so strong so that we can take more stress, we can take more physical stress and still be healthy and kinder to people.
Amazing, Doctor. That was a super advice. And thank you for coming on the podcast
Thank you.
today. And I hope that my audience can benefit a lot from today's podcast and they can make positive changes in life. Everyone who's viewing the channel today, the podcast, thank you for listening. And please do subscribe, like, and share the word. Thank you.